Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Faded Podcast. I gotta stop hitting the desk. My hand landed. Okay, so welcome to the Faded Podcast. My name is Chill, and I am here with the man Hectic. What's going on, boss?
You know what it is, man.
How your
We
week
we
been?
hit
How
we
you
hit we
feeling?
hit. The week is good, man. I always look forward to doing this though.
Yo,
So
Sunday. It is Sunday.
yeah,
Getting to a point where I'm trying not to make my chair squeak. Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Faded Podcast. It is a beautiful Sunday as I'm staring outside. It's not too hot out. Sun's not really killing it. We out here in Florida. So I hope wherever you are, the weather is just as nice and you are enjoying your Sunday. This episode today is gonna be. I said one time that the episode was gonna be controversial. This one's probably gonna rub some people the wrong way. Um, I just refuse to do it, and I really want to talk about it. So I really want to talk about it. And I think collectively we need to sit down and talk about this topic. It's not just something that one side gets to make up on their own and they choose what everybody gets to do. I think everybody needs to sit down and agree to things before these kinds of things become the normal everyday situations for folks. I think we all need to sit down. And what I'm referring to is the term birthing person. I Yeah, I got some videos I want to play for y'all, some sound bites. Let's go ahead and get
did,
into that
did you
before I
say
start spouting.
birthing person
Birthing person.
like
Yeah,
birth?
birthing
Like
person.
okay,
Birth, like giving birth. Yes.
okay, all right.
Let's go ahead and play a video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Um, this first video is pretty much, who is it? Joe the Mama is the actual content creator, but it's being played on uh, the Great Resistance TikTok. So the Great Resistance, their TikTok channel, they posted this video, and the person in the video speaking is Joe the Mama, or at Joe the Mama. So you can find this video there. For greater context, if you want to go and read it, check out the comments in the chat. You know, I definitely think you should go check out the comments on both of these videos. But without more talking from me, let's take a listen to this. Heard that we're supposed We heard that we're supposed to start using terms like birthing person and chest feeding and pregnant parent because terms like pregnant woman or mother or breastfeeding are non inclusive. But I'm a birth doula and a student midwife. And you know what I do for a living is I assist women in labor. And the things that they are doing are uniquely feminine. I just left, like I'm sitting in the car. I just left a birth where the woman was in labor for 4 days. She was pushing for over an hour. She nearly lost her mind and was emotionally broken down by the end of this. But she delivered her baby. It was placed on her chest. There were tears in both her and her husband's eyes. And the husband leans in close and he whispers, "What a woman." It was a beautiful moment. And you know what would have ruined it? What a birthing person. No, we're not about to diminish the battle that women have had to fight to be recognized as badasses and what our bodies are biologically created to do. Don't even get me started on chest feeding. Okay, and that was our first video. Again, The Great Resist. I think I said their name wrong. The Great Resist is where you can find that video for more context, or you can go to Joe the Mama. She's the actual person that you heard in the video. So offhand or off top, what do you think, fam? What do you think about the term birthing person replacing the term mother for people who give birth?
Um, I mean, I feel like one is like one is a. I feel like one is that it's a title
Hmm.
like mother. Mother is like
Right.
a mother. You know, that's the mother. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she is the person that gave birth, though.
Truth.
Would I switch the name? No, that's just something that women do. It's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
So no, I'm gonna stick with mother. That's just me.
Right. Hey, I couldn't agree more with you.
honestly, because I'm not about to abandon what women have had to go through for the last 60, 70, 100, 120 years. I'm not about to abandon that. They've been struggling and fighting for their own rights, for their own independence. And now we're going to go back to what women are, have been doing since the beginning of time and change it because a group of people wants to
Is this an identity
not be
thing?
offended. Yeah, this is an identity thing. This is the
Really?
trans community.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the
oh,
trans
man.
community saying that this is, again, just like they did before with You Make Me Feel, the song. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. They, boycotted that song because you know, it rubbed them the wrong way. And they didn't like it because maybe they don't feel like natural women and they find that to be um, offensive and uninclusive.
Wow, man. That's
So they,
this this
they
this.
boycotted that song. They want that. Now, the funny part is about that. I wasn't even going to talk about it, but the funny part is about that. They want that song. They want that song thrown out. Like they want it put on a back burner. That song is not even in the mainstream anymore, and you're going after a song that has had its time in the light and is not even a mainstream. It's a huge song. Don't get me wrong,
It's classic.
huge song, but you're trying to rewrite its history. Like you're trying to diminish the greatness of the song because you don't like the way the song sounds to you. Like they're not. I'm trying to understand this as best I can. I really am. I'm trying to understand this as best I can. So
I,
because you don't feel
look. It's real simple, y'all. They're hypocrites. That-
that's what it's
That's
starting to look like
that's all it
on
is.
all levels.
So
That's
they're gonna
really what.
so basically they're gonna diminish something, and then when they're diminished, they're gonna rage, and they're gonna protest.
Yeah.
Nobody had heard of any of this
Sorry.
until about
Right. So
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you can't
That's
do it.
exactly
I
what it
mean,
is.
you can do that, but you can't do that. in
Right.
in reality,
You can do that, but you can't do that.
right? But that's wrong. It's wrong. I mean, I'm a hypocrite too, so I can say that I'm a hypocrite. I'll tell you one thing. I'll do another thing. I, I mean, but that's like very. I don't know. That's like next level wrong. Like that, you know what I mean?
To yeah,
Like
to
you're
me,
making
it's like
like you make both of the, like either even though they're diminishing the song, and if they get diminished, it's wrong. So that both of these things are wrong.
yeah.
So
This song by Aretha Franklin dropped years ago, and now because you've heard it somewhere or because women are playing it, because the song is becoming more relevant with the times, you decide that it's offensive and you want it, you want the whatever accolades the song has gotten over the years to be tarnished because it feels offensive to you because not all women are natural women. First and foremost, first and
if you're not
foremost,
a natural woman, you're not a woman.
these
That's all it is.
right.
You're not a woman.
I was just about to say
Let's
that.
let's be
Yeah,
let's be let's be
you're
honest.
not.
Let's be honest. If
It's
that whole oh, I don't identify as this, you're I'm sorry, you're full of it. There's
it's
in human beings, there's
we.
there's a male and a female. You can only identify as two things. You're a male or you're a
That's the
female.
way God. That's the way God intended it.
Right.
That's
You're
the
a
way God
male, you're a
intended it.
female. Okay.
And
If you're a male and you're gay, okay, you're a male, you're gay. But don't sit here and say
right,
you're a female. When you came out of your mom's
yeah,
when you came out of your
you
mom's womb and you came out with certain things, that's what you identify as. That's the identity. I came out, excuse my
right.
language, with a penis. I'm a male. That's it. If you come out with something else, then you're a female. There's only two things. You can only pick two. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can't. There's
If
not.
you
There's not
have
male.
dangly bits,
Yeah. If you're,
yeah, go
it's
ahead.
not male, female, and then I don't identify. No.
And then yeah, no, that's not even. It's not even. It's not even that really. Like the people who don't identify as anything, you don't really hear a lot from them or from that community. At least I don't. It's everybody else that wants to make up stuff that you hear a lot from. The people that are just making it up as they go along. Those are the people that are the loudest. Like those are the people in these movements that seem to be the loudest ones screaming at the top of their lungs.
That's just.
Like
It's just ignorance, and they're lying. That's all it is. You're lying and you're ignorant.
it's wild. I want to 100% respect every person
Yeah, I respect every
because
person,
we were
but don't sit here.
everybody is made in the image of God.
But I'm
and
gonna call you out.
You
I'm gonna call
you
you out when
get that. You get that respect.
Yeah, no doubt. I respect
Definitely.
everybody. I
You
respect everybody. I
you
don't
get
care.
that
I don't care what
respect
you are.
and
But
you
let's
get
not
it.
lie.
So
Let's not lie. Let's not lie. Let's not make something up. Let's be.
well that's what they're doing.
Let's stick. Let's stick to the facts. Let's stick to reality. That's what we. That's what our minds fight with. It's reality. We.
There I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I don't know if they're fighting with reality. Because the more they argue about this and the more they want to because it's wild that just follow me on this. Let me try to explain this as best I can. You have a small group of people, a minority, right? You have a minority of people who feel a certain way about the way they are, about the way they were created, about their bodies, right? And then you take that and you take their issues and their votes and you put it over what the majority wants to do. And now the minority is leading the majority. And that is not the way society should work. Like if we all come together and say, okay, what should we do next? The minority of the votes, that's not how you win the overall. You win the overall by having the majority. Like that's the democratic way of doing things. Like that's what our country is based on. Democracy, right? So you mean to tell me that a small group of people can now tell everybody else in the rest of the world, not even just in America. You mean to tell me they're dictating what the rest of the world has to, like the wave that the rest of the world has to follow? Almost got tongue tied there. You mean to tell me that they get to decide?
It's.
Oh, I don't feel like Natural Woman should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't feel like Natural Woman should be played on airways because it's super offensive. Why is it offensive? It's offensive because not everybody, identifies as a natural woman. Okay, well, if you're not a natural woman, then what are you? You must be a squid or something. Or you're male. Like you're either some weird in between or you're male. That's kind of what it is. That's kind of all there is. Like if you're giving birth, you are female. And I understand that there are women out there who cannot give birth. Like I understand there are women out there through, complications or whatever that, birthing a child is something that they won't be able to do, something they can't do. I get that. But I guarantee you they're still women.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are 100% female.
I feel like people are just using their rights.
Wrong.
Yeah. They twisting it like they always
Yeah,
do.
like
Because they found. I feel like somebody made a mistake, found a loophole, and now they're running with it.
yeah, they're just running amok.
Yeah, they're running amok.
Their place, and you're like,
and then there are people who are like, oh, yeah, because I feel like, and I'm a liar, so there's been times where I told a lie, and I've told it so many times that I started believing it. I believe the lie. I don't even know the truth anymore. So what I did was that lie, I just threw it away. I don't even say it anymore because I don't even know if it's true or not.
Let's pause on that for a second because you are not a liar. You told lies. and you'll probably tell lies in the future, but that doesn't mean that that's who you are. What you do as a Christian doesn't define you, or what you've done as a Christian does not define you. So you are, even though you may have an issue with telling the truth, you are still blood bought. You are still a believer. You're a Christian. Like the Holy Spirit resides with you. Lying is just something that you have an issue with. So don't label yourself. Don't put yourself in a past position, because you're not. You're not there anymore. Just like these folks who claim to be one way and they used to be something else. You're still a woman. You're still a man. If you transition over, it doesn't make you any more of a man than a dog, is a freaking car tire. Like, you're not. You're not. You're not. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, you changing your physiology and taking some medication and going to therapy, it doesn't make you something else. Like, you can't undo what has been done to you. Because if the reason why I say those things, which are probably super offensive to the folks in this community, but if this were an actual honest to God way to change what you were at birth, like, let's say somehow the power of God was involved in this transition, right? And you said, "Oh, I want to be a woman," and you went and through like miraculous means, you immediately became a female, like a legitimate biological female. That would be something that's understandable. At that point, there would be no denying that you are whatever you have become, because now through miraculous means, your entire biology is changed. That is not the case. That is not the case. And the reason why I say that is because detransitioning people who detransition from, okay, I want to be a female tomorrow, they turn into a female. Years later, they're like, you know what, this was a horrible mistake. And they detransition from that place. Some of those people come back so broken. They come back so broken. They come back so messed up. Their bodies aren't working right. Things are not working the way they used to. They have all kind of like mental development issues, like PTSD from doing things one way and believing, so severely that, oh, God made a mistake, or not even God sometimes, that, oh, I just feel this way. Well, go look at the stories. Keep hitting the desk. Go look at the stories. Go look at some of these stories of people who like watch their story. There's plenty of them on the internet that you can go to. And you hear the horror stories of how they detransitioned, and it's a growing number of people. It's not just, oh, it's a couple hundred people, that have no, people are detransitioning all the time. They're detransitioning all the time. And if this was such an amazing thing, it's such a valid thing, you have people who have been one way for years, 25 years, 10 years. That's a long time to live your life in an idea. Hey, this seems cool to me. Hey, this is a great thought to me. And you transform your life. And then you decide, this is completely wrong. I don't feel the way I thought I would feel. And then you try to find your way back and you end up messed up afterwards. So my point of saying all that is, if transition was the answer, if transitioning was really the answer, then why would people be detransitioning and having so many problems afterwards? Like, why do you have people detransitioning at all? Why is that even a thing? If transitioning was so great and such a great idea, and it was so, yeah, like this is gonna fix, you know, those feelings that I have inside. And why would you have people who detransition? Why would you have people who take such great lengths to get to that point and then have to recant and walk all the way back? And then after that, they're on people going through those issues.
That's why you can't go off of your feelings, because your
Yeah,
your your
feelings,
your
man.
feelings will you'll be wrong
Well,
most of the time.
people
Is
don't.
it's because the way we are, we're constantly changing.
Right. We're constantly changing.
So a year from now, I could feel different about something.
Exactly. We're
I can
constantly
change.
changing. We're constantly
That's why
changing our
we don't
minds.
know. That's why we don't know what we want. We don't know what we want. People who come to me and so I go, oh, I know what I want. No, you don't. You know what you want at the moment. You
Right.
know what you want right now. Yes, I believe that. Yes. 5 years from now, you don't know. You're gonna change.
No.
I had a conversation with a coworker of mine. She's young. She was like, she got married.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't want to have kids because she's the oldest out of the four of them, and
Mm-hmm.
she basically took care of her siblings.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she's like, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't say you're not gonna have kids because you're 18.
Wow. Yeah.
When
She's
you're
super young.
30, you're not gonna feel
Your
the same
heart
way you
might be
did
in
when
a
you was 18.
totally different place.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
you're not.
Shoot it. At that age, she might just want kids. She might not even want a
Yeah,
relationship the way the world is
yeah.
going.
Like you can't say that. You can't say that. I've had a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
people come
wild,
to me
man.
and tell me not the same story, but stories like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, yeah. I mean, when I was a
God
kid,
told me he was gonna do
I
it.
wanted to be a police officer. Am I a police officer now? No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Things change.
they definitely do.
I'm not saying that if you're a little kid and you want to be a police officer, you're not going to be that. There's a lot of people who they stay with that goal and they become what they
Mm-hmm.
want to become. That's fine.
Right.
But most of the time, it's not that. Your feelings are going to change. You are going to grow. You're going to change.
Yeah.
That's how we do. When you're older, when you're old, you're going to change. You're not going to do the same things that you were doing when you were 30,
Mm-hmm.
40, because now you're older. That's just life. So
Yeah.
God, listen, God knows what He's doing. I'm sorry. I will argue with people about this. He knows what He's doing. He knows what He did when He made you. He made you unique. He made you this way for a reason. You have a
Yeah.
purpose. You're not smarter than God.
True stories.
Sorry.
True story. All
Trust in
right.
Him.
So check this out. So I got another video, also from the same source, The Great Resist. Um, this one, this one is about the same topic. It goes into more detail, but this is a real world instance where, because before we were listening to someone explain about, you know, their feelings about it as we are doing now, but this is a real world situation where uh, where mother was taken out of the subject and it was swapped out for the term birthing person. And then we get to hear some commentary on it, which I really like. I really liked the way that this. Just listen to the video, and we'll talk about it in a second.
Using the term mother to birthing people. Black birthing people. Black birthing people. Black and indigenous birthing people. Is the administration's official policy to replace the term woman with birthing people? I was a little taken back when I just read it and saw it that the term mother was gone in spots and it was replaced with birthing people. Again, if we're trying to be precise in the language that's used. Mom's a pretty good word. Everything that's worth living and dying for is under attack right now. This environment that has been created and corrupted and manipulated, does not respect women, does not respect children, does not respect men. It cares nothing for family. If that is the society that we want to live in, then we need to see how crazy we are. Really. The world is in the condition that it is in because of the disrespect of the woman. There's so much that we place around her because, as we are also taught, that when you teach a man, you are teaching an individual. When you teach a woman, you are teaching a nation. Every prophet came from the womb of a woman. Every intelligent, strong, powerful man and woman came from the womb of a woman. So that's why they have to attack mother and remove father, because before you can get to her, you have to get through him. Every wise nation has security, and the man is supposed to be that security. Can a woman secure too? Of course. Are there female warriors? Absolutely. However, because of her value, because a whole nation comes out of her, so you must be protected. And the man having that, I know that I want to marry position by nature, because my so someone who knows but that now she wants me to move 3 hours from where I live, and I have this running path.
Now it's like 2 videos playing in the background.
From where I live, and I have this
Yeah. I wasn't trying to pull that up. Anyway, so what he was going on to say was, you have to go through the man to get to the woman. And because of her value, she needs to be protected. But the world is now getting into a place where if they can remove the man and attack masculinity and take that down, then there'll be no one to protect the home. There'll be no one to protect the child. There'll be no one to protect the woman. And now they already started attacking masculinity, saying that it's toxic. Now you hear, toxic masculinity and all this kind of stuff. And Red
Devil's really working, ain't he?
Yeah, busy as always. And then you got,
man,
you got drag queens going into schools. There's a video I saw of people undressing in front of some kids. I didn't bother watching it. It just kind of infuriated me. So teaching kids that early, young children, like super young children, 5, 6 years old, about, nakedness and anatomy and all that kind of stuff. They don't need to learn that at that age. That's freaking ridiculous. And then you attack the female. You attack the female. Now, in today's society, in today's culture, I'm pretty sure you've seen the videos yourself. You can't even ask people what a woman is. And there's women walking around that can't even answer that question. Like what a woman is.
I bet you there are women out there that are agreeing with this. They're brainwashed.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, birthing.
Yeah,
birthing. And you know what? You know what? I think it was a woman who made this up.
I would say yes and no. I believe
yes there's a woman that say yeah, because I've seen. Fam, I've been watching these videos of priests coming out, and the things that women say, I don't know. It's just
you got to send me some of these videos.
And they're
like the street ministry videos.
Yeah, but they're disrespecting women. I'm like, you're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting yourself.
There's been self-disrespect. There's been a lot of that.
You're a woman and you're disrespecting women. That's
especially
crazy to
me. In music culture, like they don't see the irony in some of the stuff that's happening, because rappers have been disrespecting women for a long time, and yet women are some of the biggest ones who go out and buy their music.
I can't.
And it's like he's talking about using you in all kind of ways, and you're playing his music and going to his concerts. They love it. And I never understood that. I never could wrap my mind around the idea that this dude is talking about sleeping with you and your friend, and
but this is the thing, that
never calling you again.
Women like this, so they like it.
I don't know why.
And then this is the thing. And then this leads to other things.
Yeah, because men think it's okay at that point.
So now this leads to rape, and then rape leads to abortion. It's a web.
Don't use that word, but I hear you. Like, just because they'll take this video down, but don't. Yeah, you're right.
That's what it is.
You're right, because it
And then they get mad. So they do all these things, but then they're getting mad about it.
perpetuating
You can't do that.
all of that stuff through music is, if we cancel, I guarantee you, if we cancel the music out and we erase that stuff from music, society would change, because people's ways of thinking would change.
It
And
would.
if we can affect
I agree
people's
with that, and
ways of
I
thinking,
disagree with that because I feel like they'll find another way to
oh, of course,
they'll find another
music
way.
is only one avenue. Music is only
It
one
would help.
avenue.
It would help.
You can
I
do it
believe that.
through. You can do it through television. You can do it through radio if you want to. Like, music is coming through radio, but you can do it through radio. Radio is another another form of communication. Like, you can do it through any medium. You can do it through art. You can do it through movies. You can do it through TV. The levels of disrespect have been going on for years, which is why I said in the beginning of the video that women have been in a battle. They've been in a struggle to have themselves be heard and be seen. And now I feel like that whole movement is being taken backwards or being erased altogether, because now we can't even define what a woman is.
Do you think?
Like,
Do you think
people get angry when you ask.
Do you think it's
up?
It's man's fault?
Man is pushing a lot of it.
Like men, like actual men.
Men, yeah.
Not like
men.
man
Men is,
like
mankind. No, yeah, men.
no, like men.
Males.
Yeah, us.
Yes.
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 I mean, yeah.
They're a part of
agree.
it.
I think
They're a
that, I
solid
think
part
they're
of it.
they're
It's-
a big part of it. Like,
You know what's scary to me? People say, oh, the Bible is outdated and the Bible is this and the Bible is that. But what's scary to me is that we are pushing for knowledge of self. When I look at all of these movements and all of the stuff in recent years that have come to the front, and what people find offensive nowadays and how people feel about certain things, it's all about self. It's all about knowledge of what you are, who we are as people, as human beings. And then I instantly get dragged back to the Garden of Eden. Every time I hear one of these debates, or every time I see something new on TV about drag queens and schools, and I get dragged all the way back to the garden, where we were still trying to discover ourselves instead of looking to God, who is right there. The Bible says that he walked in the cool of the day with Adam. Like, God was right there. Our source of all knowledge was right there. And instead of turning to him and asking those questions, instead of turning to him and saying, hey, I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way and other people like me don't feel this way? Instead of going to God with our questions and with our problems, we decide to figure it out on our own. So then everything comes out ridiculous. Everything starts to pervert itself and starts to become twisted. So what did the serpent tell them in the garden? Oh, you'd be like God if you got this knowledge. You would be just like God. You'd know good and evil. Okay, so now we know good and evil, but we're defining good and evil for ourselves. So now good and evil is on our shoulders. Once again, we've put ourselves back in the garden. Good and evil is now on our shoulders. And then to take it a step further, we're making the choice. We're making the choice all over again. This time, though, for this topic, it's like Adam ate the fruit first. I'm going to degrade women in rap songs. I'm going to degrade women in music. You're going to buy it. He bites the apple. He says, oh, yeah, taste this. It's good. And he hands it to women, and women are eating it. And they're like, yeah, you gave it to me. I trust you. Go ahead and degrade me in your next rap album. Tell me how you're sleeping with everybody, and then you want to come sleep with me. Continue the cycle of disease, continue the cycle of abuse, continue the cycle of, degrading me, and I'll enjoy it. I'll give you money to do it. I'll come to your concerts. I'll buy your clothes. I'll make myself go through surgery that I don't need to look good for you, so that when you come do those things, you'll pick me. When you come to my town and you see me out with all the other people that you'll see, I want to look right for you so that you can pick me, so that you can do that, so I can get a piece of whatever this is. And I can be in on whatever that is. And it's greed, it's lust, it's pride. All of those sins are present. And we just roll right back into it. I heard this years ago, or not years ago, but I heard it maybe a year or so ago. And I've been telling you this for a while now. But every time we make a decision, we're going back to the garden. Every time we have a choice in life and we have to choose, and it is something big, it is something detrimental, it is something that'll put us on a path, possibly a different path than where we are now. We are back in the garden choosing the fruit all over again. And we have to be super careful about what fruit we choose, which direction we walk, what we adhere to, what we let the serpent say to us. Because if we listen to him, he will slide in 90% truth. But the 10% of that 100% story he's going to tell you is a lie. And that 10% will cause you to die. That 10% will be poison. It will be death. So we have to be careful at what we agree to. We have to be careful at what we say yes to and what paths we walk on. We are not ruled by our feelings. Our feelings are there to give us details. That's all feelings can ever do. They can only give you details about whatever it is that you're trying to situate. That's all feelings are for. Because feelings will never be 100% positive. Feelings, like what you wake up and you feel on the inside of your body, is not always the truth. Think about it. You could be like, oh man, I feel sick. What's the first thing your body will tell you to do? Oh, go to Google. You go to Google, you look it up, you got cancer. You're like, oh, you're sweating bullets for a week. You think you actually got cancer. You're, saying goodbye to people, making up for past relationship blunders. And then you go to the doctor and he's like, you just got heartburn. You got indigestion. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're stressed.
You got a hernia.
Your blood pressure's high because you're stressed out. Like,
You say
and
you
you're
keep
like,
sitting on the toilet for hours?
Right.
Sitting on the toilet with your
Not
phone.
pooping. Right. Yeah. Don't take your phone in there. Oh, okay. That solves the problem. Now your back's not hurting anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's feelings were never meant to be directional arrows. That's not what they are. They're not yeses and nos. They're just maybes. Maybe this person likes me. Maybe I have this new job. I don't know yet. I haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should do this. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should go over there and talk to them. Maybe I should sit down and just mind my business. Maybe I should speak up. Like, that's all feelings are. You feel something. It's not a definite. Because think about it. Touching something is not having it. It's only when you grab it, when you have it. You can feel whatever you want. It's the moment that you do something that you are something. It's the moment that you do something that something has become the direction that you take. I can feel like getting up and washing dishes, but if I never get up to do it, you know what I'm saying? It works in all scenarios. There's no other way to think of feelings. Feelings are just questions. They're just other questions that we need to take a look at. They're never meant to guide your life. Following your heart when your heart has been broken for years should be an indication that you should not follow your heart. Like, I'm going to follow my heart on this. And then you get your heart broken and then you're wondering why the guy did what he did. He did what he did because you followed your feelings into a trap and you weren't looking at it from all the angles that you needed to. You didn't question it. You just jumped in. And now some dude has walked in, disrespected you, and left. Yeah, it's the dude's fault, but it's also yours. Because you didn't think the situation through, you felt it out. You followed your heart. What does the Bible say about the heart? The heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? The only being that knows the heart is God. So that means we should not take the heart at face value. That's all that means. So what you feel will change, might change. There is a chance that you will be feeling something else tomorrow. Like I said, we're back in the garden every freaking time. And I never understand. We're some of the music I hear, like I stopped listening to music, I'll say 4 years ago, 5, 6. And I really wasn't really listening to music when I was listening to music. I would just pick out an artist that I liked and I'd find songs. I'd scroll through a catalog and be like, oh, this is a dope song. And then I just have that song to listen to, unless the album was good. But I would find that out by scrolling through. So it's not like, but yeah, I can't understand. I've never understood it for as long as I've been connected to music. How women can just go along with some of these songs that are out, and some of these songs is calling them every name in the book, but then some dude out in the street does it, and you want to stand up for yourself. You want to fight for your rights. Why don't we start with the music? Like, why don't we attack that first? Never understood that. Just the biggest mystery to me. Never understood that. And then back to what we're talking about. Going off on tangents and ranting, all kind of other stuff. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
You never
I don't
will.
see how. I don't see how the minority can tell the majority what they're going to do. You're going to
'Cause
use
this-
these terms, or you're going to be
You know
labeled
why.
as the enemy. I know why. I know the real
Yeah,
reason.
you know why.
I know what's behind all of it. I know what's behind all of it.
This
I
world
absolutely
this
do.
world is broken. This world is
I
broke.
absolutely do. I'd
It's-
be
it's
telling
done.
people that left and right, like, yo, the world's broken.
Can't and you're not gonna. There's no fixing it.
There's no fixing it.
There's
Like,
no
there's
fixing
no
it.
fixing it.
It's just
There's no
something you
fixing
have to. Yeah. People are like,
And
and it's funny because like people are so confused. They're so confused. Like they like this thing, but then they don't like it. But then they like it, but then they don't like it. So they're fighting, and
Yeah.
then they're accepting it, and then they're fighting, and then they're accepting it, and then the things
Yeah.
you're supposed to be fighting for, they don't fight for. They fight for the stuff that doesn't matter. That's idiot. It's idiotic. Like, why are you fighting?
Listen, I don't. Yeah, I never got that either.
Why are you
Like,
fighting for that? That's
you want to
that's not important.
identify. You want to identify by what you do in private. I don't need to know how you are in private. I don't need to know that. I don't care. Like, what you do in your private time in your bedroom is your business. Why are you identifying that?
It's common sense, though.
I don't get it. I do not get it, and I will not understand it. Like, as much as people try to talk and have conversation and they want to be heard, and I'm listening, I'm out here watching the videos and I'm trying to get to and I'm like, you're identifying by one aspect of, one piece of who you are. If I remove your sexuality altogether, you are still a human being,
Mm-hmm.
and you still have gender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I remove if I come to you and be like, okay, I'm gonna take all your sexual nature and your organs from you, you are still a man. You may not feel that way. Other people may not see you that way, but you are still a man. You are still a dude. Like, it doesn't get any simpler than that. So why are you identifying by your junk? Why are we out here identifying ourselves by what we do in private? If that's the case, if we're out here identifying by what we do in private, if that's the case, I'm a prayer. Because I go home and I be praying. I be talking to God quite a bit. I woke up this morning talking to God, trying to get past sin that like talking to him and being like, Lord, take this from me. Like, I woke up in that kind of state. So I'm a prayer, and, that's what I should identify as. You want to identify as something. Let's identify as the truth. Let's try to do that. Who are you
The truth
behind
teller.
closed doors? Are you a liar? Let's identify as that. Let's make up some pronouns that identify you as a liar, if you're a liar for real. Like, let's do that, and that's more helpful. Hey, Thomas, what's your name? Oh, I'm forgetful. That's who I really am. I be forgetting all the
I mean,
time. Oh,
I
okay.
mean, most of the time, that's why people
Yeah,
do things behind
mamas.
closed doors, because it's not what they're doing is not right
But I feel like if you're
for the
gonna
most part.
identify with what you do behind closed doors, let's identify with something that'll help everybody. Like
Yeah.
if you're a backstabber, let's be, backstabbing Kate. Let's just do that. That's what we call you from now on. Let's do that. Let's do that. You like to pick your nose in private,
Adulterer Anthony.
adulterer Anthony, nose picking John. Let's do that instead, because I think it'll be cooler than he, she, they, I, them, dog, cat, mouse. Like people are identifying as babies.
So so is it gonna be
I don't
birth?
what
What's it called? Birther?
birthing person,
Bir-
birther,
so are we gonna
birthing
change
person.
Mother's Day to birthing person day?
Bir- Birthing person day. That is a beautiful, beautiful question that you just asked. But yeah, that's probably the fight. Instead of leaving that to their community, instead of leaving all of this stuff that they want other people to do to their community and their community alone, I've heard nowhere in any of the material and any of the stuff that I looked at, all these videos, all these conversations I'm hearing, and I've not heard anybody say that.
What
Like
birth?
these terms are just no, these terms that we want everybody to use aren't for everybody. They're just for us. We identify each other this way. We talk to each other this way. That would be, see, I would not have a problem with that. If trans people were talking to other trans people and calling them birthing people, that would be okay.
But they're trying to
That would be
change it. They're
absolutely
trying to
fine.
make this. They're
But
trying
they
to make
want to
this.
change they want to change everything. They want to change the world. They want to go in the dictionary and find mother and put birthing person. They want to erase, like I'm not doing it.
No, I'm not doing that either.
I'm not doing it. As much as women have gotten out here and marched, as much as women have gotten out here and fought for their place in society and jobs, in especially in the workforce, not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, birthing person is the new term. So to make everybody happy, I'm gonna start saying it. Not gonna be a cop out and do that. I'm not copping out on women. I love women. Women are fantastic. Women are amazing. I know a couple of amazing women myself personally. I know them. They are amazing. I'm not going to turn their work and the lineage of work that has led them to the places where they are now. I'm not going to take that from them and be like, oh yeah, birthing person is the new way to go. I'm not jumping ship on women. I'm not leaving them to do this by themselves. There are a lot of women out there and they don't like this term.
I
And
hope I
there's
don't.
good reason.
I hope I don't meet somebody
What?
that goes that I'll be like, oh, so you're a mother, and they go, no, I'm a birthing person.
I
If
want to
if
meet somebody like
if I
that.
meet somebody like that, I'm probably not gonna.
I want to meet
Nah, I'm not.
someone
Nah,
like
I'm
that.
not. I'm not gonna say I won't talk to them. But
I want to hear why that's good. I want to hear why that's a good thing. Not just for their community, but for everybody. Why is this a great thing for everybody to do? Because that I don't agree with.
because people are
I
just
don't agree with
they
that.
don't want to be
I,
identified.
I don't agree with that. I don't
Identity.
agree with that.
This is an identity
If you want to
crisis.
tell me, if you want to tell me who you are, I think it's much more. I think it's much more beneficial if you tell me who you are behind my back. Are you honest?
Is this
Are
identity
you
theft?
kind? It's and you know what? That's a dope question. That's a dope question.
This is the real identity theft.
Because in all honesty, they are stealing the identities of women. They are stealing the identities of men in
We're calling
culture,
it. We're
like in
calling it. I made it. I
society.
made it
Like
up. It's identity theft.
that is it's that is I feel like that is a version of identity theft.
Let's
Because
go.
now the reason why I agree with that is because now you can't even ask the question, what is a woman, one, without people getting offended, and
Oh
two,
man.
without them not knowing the answer. You go to other countries and you ask them what a woman is, they'll tell you flat out what a woman is. One, they're going to ask you like, wait, what do you mean? Like that, because it's obvious. It's an obvious question. They're not going to understand. for the most part what you're trying to say, and then they're going to be like, well, a woman, is someone who gives birth.
It's
That's
funny because I seen a video where it was a guy, he was interviewing a couple girls,
said that
and
wrong.
he asked
It's
that
not
he asked
somebody
he
who
asked that
gives
question.
birth. Yeah, it's not somebody who gives birth. It's someone with the ability of giving birth. Because, like I
Mm,
said, there are women out there who cannot give birth,
mm.
for various reasons. And just having a child doesn't make you a woman, um, because there's a lot of phases that you have to go through. Just like, being a father or producing children with a woman doesn't make you a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are stages. There's stages of life and development and mental, connectivity that you have to be a dad and to be a mom. There's growth that you have to go through. So, just because you push out a baby doesn't make you a woman. But that's a whole nother. That's not the same topic. It's not the same idea. Because this is like redefining the word, and that is growth. That is growth, development, having wisdom. Being a parent, being a provider and a caretaker. That's two different things. Yeah, identity theft. I feel like it
Identity
is a
theft.
form of identity theft because the identity of the woman is now in question, and I feel like they stole it, and I
They
feel like they
stole
broke
it. They
it into
took it. Yeah, they took it from the.
they broke it into pieces, and they put what they like in there, and then the rest of it they discarded. And it's it's one thing to do it for just your community, for just the trans community. Absolutely, you can define it however you want for the trans community. You are allowed to do that. The trans community is allowed to tell us how the trans community wants to operate. When you say that at least is fair for them to be able to tell us how they want to do things, I would say yes. I would say absolutely. Yeah, you can make up your rules for you. That's fine.
But I feel like there's a lot of, even with the trans community, there's a lot of women that are with the trans community. So it's
Because
just
they want
making
to be
it bigger.
allies. Because they want to be
Yeah, they
allies. A
want to
lot
be
of men.
allies, right?
There are men
Are,
out
are
there that
are
are allies.
like straight
There
men?
are. Yeah, there are men out there who they fight for all kind of. There are male activists out there who fight for rights of people, and they made this
Uh,
a human rights issue. So yeah, there are men out here who fight for that kind of stuff. You might be hard pressed to find them,
but I feel like I feel
but
like
they're there.
I feel like there's the men. I feel like the men are just saying that just because they don't care and they don't want problems. Like, but I feel
Mm.
like I've seen like women who are like in
Gung ho.
march with them with
Yeah.
signs.
Yes. Yes. There are women out there who are 100% behind all of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying. Like,
they're
but
whatever
then I
comes
feel like
out of.
there's the guys. Like I feel like the guys is just like there's a lot of males, straight males who are just like lying. They're just like, yeah, I don't care. That's cool. Yeah, whatever.
You see,
just
see, that's the thing with
just leave
with
me.
these with male and female. You gotta like just know that there's so many of us that our minds range in all different types. I
Yeah,
keep hitting it. There are tons of them out there who
yeah.
believe all kind of things. There are people out there who don't believe the moon landing was real, and you know what I'm saying, like don't believe the Holocaust happened. And you could say like that's crazy. We have pictures, we have documents, we have
Yeah,
footage
yeah.
from that time. Why would you not believe in the Holocaust? And some people just don't believe in it. Just like the school shootings. Marjorie Taylor Greene, lady in wherever, I think Congress or whatever. This dopey chick, she out here telling people it's fake.
What
And
you
them
call
kids,
her?
and Margie, I called her dopey. You know the dwarf from Snow White.
This dopey chick.
Yeah, she's dopey. She's real dopey because she believes in all these weird
Uh,
conspiracy theories, and then she gets on TV and she says them, but she doesn't lose her job because they need her vote on stuff. I guess I don't know.
Yo,
I don't know what her deal is, but she's super dopey. She's super dopey because she's like, oh yeah, them school shootings, it's fake. It's fake. And then people called her out on it and she recanted. Don't recant your statements
Yeah,
because we know
I
what
seen
you
a
say
video of a
behind
dude.
closed doors.
Yeah, I seen a dude that he was like 9/11 didn't happen.
Sit
I was like,
down,
really?
man. Sit down, man.
You wasn't
There's a
there. You
chair in
wasn't
the
watching.
corner.
You wasn't watching. You wasn't watching
There's
the
a chair
news
in
when
the
it happened.
corner. There's a chair in the
Hey,
corner. Put the cone hat on with the word on it.
put the cone on. Yeah, and
Go ahead and sit in that corner and face the
time out.
corner, face the wall. You're in
Time out.
timeout.
Yeah, time.
I don't got time for that. Those buildings actually fell. People died.
Yeah,
You're
they're
gonna
not
say it's
there.
not real. Like
Those buildings
some
are not
giant
there.
buildings are gone, and you're talking about it didn't happen. It's not real. Whether it was an inside job or not, it still happened. Those buildings
Yeah, it
fell.
happened. Yeah. Nah, this
A
person said
lot of people
it didn't
died.
happen. This person
Yeah,
said it
you
didn't happen. I was like, yeah, you wild.
cornballs like that. You gotta dismiss stuff like that because that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's
Stupidity.
that's dumb. Huh. But yeah, like this is it's just something that I can't get with, man. It's something that I can't get with, and I'm not gonna.
I believe it's,
Like I
it's your
said,
choice.
if
It's your choice, and
yeah, if they wanted
I
to
agree with you.
define the terms of their community to everybody else, hey, we're gonna start saying this for ourselves. We're gonna start, talking about us when we refer to y'all. This is what we'll do, but this is for us. Like these things are for us. This is how we're gonna move. This is how we're gonna operate. People would have been okay with it. I feel like more people would have been cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like more people would have been cool with it. They would have been like, all right, y'all do your thing. Y'all out there doing your thing, do your thing. If I can't convince you, I can't help you to see something different, do you? Cool. But since you want to press this on everybody, I can't rock with you on this. I can't. I love you. I want to see you saved. I want to see you happy. I want you to have a happy life, whatever that might mean for you. Like I want people to be happy. I want people to be genuinely happy in the lives that God gave them, with the time that God gave them. I want people to be happy. I am going to try and introduce you to Jesus Christ. That's just something that's built into me. I'm going to try to introduce you to the Word of God, to the gospel of Jesus. I'm going to try to do that. With that said, I still love you enough that I want you to be protected. I want you to be safe. I want you to be treated with respect, and I want you to be happy. Those things come along with the Jesus package. Like I have Jesus, I have the Holy Spirit. I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
But I also want you to be free from some things. And identifying yourself by what you do in private is not being free. That sounds like shackles to me, because you can't be more than a conqueror. You can't be more than what you are made to be, what you believe yourself to be. Like, how can you love other people if you're chained to your identity? I don't understand that. And I will never understand it. How can you be more and reach other people? How can you get your point across if you're chained to something behind you and it's holding you down? You want to know what I honestly identify as? I'm a child of the kingdom. That's what I identify as. I don't have pronouns. I have a God. That to me is more freeing because I don't have to put the weight of the world on my shoulders.
I'm a follower
I don't
of
have
Jesus
to walk
Christ.
around. Right. I don't have, because of that, he takes our burdens from us. So I don't have to carry the weight of the world on me. I don't have to worry about, some other group out there not liking me, or, a group of people not wanting to use my pronouns or wanting to be offensive or whatever. I don't have to worry about any of those things. If you
It's funny
don't
because
like me,
people
I
who
still
don't,
get to commune with God. Like that's huge.
yeah, and people
You know
who
what I'm saying?
don't they like. I feel like they like that weight. They like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you've been
you follow
under it.
God. You follow God to get that burden off you,
Listen,
to get that pain off you. There's people
bro,
who
if
like it. They need
if
it.
you
That's why
bro,
they
if you've been
choose not to.
shackled all your life, if you've been your life, you don't know any difference.
Right. It's like
lighter
going to jail your
shackles.
whole life, and then when you get out, you're like, I don't know what to
Right.
do.
You don't know what to do with yourself. You've been in there so long,
Yeah,
you don't know what the world is. You don't know how it operates anymore. Dude, there are people out here who have went into jail and cell phones weren't a thing. And now they get out and cell phones are everywhere. It's the only
yeah,
thing for some people. And you're like, why
yeah.
is everybody stuck down in their phone? Like, what do you, why? Why are you,
Say, get
you know what I'm
yourself a
saying?
phone, baby. Check it out.
Exactly. And it's like you can replace those shackles that you feel like you were born with new shackles, even lighter shackles, but you're still chained. You're still chained to this thing that you call identity. You're still stuck to it. So now you want people to refer to you by your no, I want people to refer to me by the kingdom. I want people to refer to me by Christ that lives in me. Because now I know that my issues I don't have to tackle alone. I'm not in this by myself. He walks with me. And if he walks with me, I have no concerns. He tells me not to worry on purpose because he's going to handle my problems. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the next person. Oh, I don't like him because, I don't care. I don't care. Check it. I put stuff on Facebook. The funny thing about my Facebook is I added everybody on that Facebook that the one, and it's supposed to be like, close personal friends and all that kind of stuff. But when I
They
started,
left. They left Facebook.
no, 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 they just don't engage. So I'm like, yo, I got a show. I'm up here doing a podcast. Me and Hector doing a podcast. No interaction. Oh yeah, I started this thing. I'm about to do this. No interaction. No interaction whatsoever. None. Zero. None. None at all. No interaction. It's just you, my girl, my mom, my brother. And it's like
Listen,
I
man.
I went through the
You,
process of putting these people who are supposedly friends, supposedly like close friends, in a place where they could be a part of the things that I'm doing. For what? Why? My question is, why do we post things in the first place for people to not engage and to not care? Why? And then why do we care if they care? That's why I don't really rock with Facebook for real, for real.
I,
That's why most of my life I'm up there.
I'm sorry, but I don't really care.
Yeah, it just, that's my point.
I,
That's
I
exactly my point.
see, because you see my Facebook, and remember there was a time when you were like, yo, I'm not rocking with you because they were
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there's a bunch of
robots.
crap up
Yeah,
there.
it was
Yeah,
robot. Remember you said it was like, yo,
there's
you got
a
mad
lot of bots.
robots.
Yeah,
Me, I wasn't thinking that. Me, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna post this, and hopefully somebody watches this,
right.
and it gets to people,
Yeah,
and somebody sees it, and I plant that seed. That's how I see it.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
know you had a valid point. You were like, yo, erase these people because it makes you look bad. And you had a valid point because I always listen to what you say because I know what you tell me is for my best interest. You're my brother. I love you.
Yeah.
I trust you in my life, and I'm not just saying
Mm.
that to say that. I know whatever
Right.
you do for me is for me for my best because you love me, you care about
Mm.
me. So I
I
get
do.
it. But in a way, I don't care because I like you see what I'm putting and I hope people are listening to this. These people who follow me, I don't choose for them. I don't follow them. I don't choose for them. It's just that's the way Facebook is. That's the way the world is.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
noticed it.
right. There's a lot of stuff. But what I do is whenever they interact with me, because
That's
whenever
what's
they
up there.
interact with me, because I'm not gonna sit here and go through my list and start erasing people or doing whatever it is. I don't know.
Hmm.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. So what I do
Yeah.
is when they send me something and it's very inappropriate, boom, I got you. Now you send me something, I delete you, I ban you, I block you. You're gone.
Hmm.
And it got to a point where they were sending me stuff all the time, and I'm just blocking and banning, blocking and banning. Now
Hmm.
I don't get nothing. Nobody's barely like I barely get a message. I might
Mhm.
get it once in a while, but it wasn't like before.
Right.
But please don't think that I'm mocking God. Please don't think that I'm following these people. I'm not.
Yeah, I noticed that because
Yeah,
there are people on mine now that it's like they come to my page and they stay, and then
yeah,
you can look at the, you
and
know how
this,
you go to the main page and you see all the little faces down at the bottom.
yeah,
It's like a bunch
yep,
of little circles.
yeah,
They show up in there, and I'm like, I'm not your friend. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
looked at it
exactly,
the other
exactly.
day. I clicked on it, and I'm like, we're not even connected. We don't
And the
know
thing,
anybody.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
came to my page and looked at it,
because I go to their name and I try to unfollow them or whatever, and I can't do it. It just doesn't give me
and
that
we're
option.
not. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, but you're following me. Okay,
right.
but what
Like
one thing I
they're on your page, and
but
it's
one thing
like,
I can see
what?
is these people who are like they're like normal people and they're following them.
Hmm.
So since they're following me,
Yeah.
so I'm starting to erase them.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, blah 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 blah, because sometimes it'll send a group thing and they'll
Oh,
show
okay.
everybody that's part of it. Boom, and then I'll be like, nope, nope, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're out. I'm
Right.
sorry, I'm not gonna follow you because you're like you said to me, you got these robots. I'm good with that. I
Yeah,
don't.
all them
Yeah,
bots, man.
yeah, yeah. It's insane. It's insane. So yeah, and like I said before,
Mess is wild.
I post these things so people can see it. Hopefully, listen to the whole video or watch the whole video,
Right,
and
right.
something
Yeah.
clicks.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. I
Hopefully.
because that's what I put
I
them up
will.
for. Like I watch these videos, I go,
I
yo,
feel
this
you.
is really good. I post it,
Hmm.
and hopefully they watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I changed over. That's why for a couple of years, I've only been trying to push content up there that matters or means something. Like I don't put a lot of me online. You're not going to see a lot of photos of me
No, not at
anywhere.
all. Not at all.
I don't try to do that at all. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm in it, it's me saying something, more than likely something about God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's my face and I'm talking in the video, it's more than likely it's God. It's me saying something about God, me trying to introduce a topic or an idea and saying whether I agree or not. And I keep it that way. One, because I really don't care about social media for real, for real. I made that
Yeah,
Facebook page so that you know,
yeah, yeah.
my
And
family could be there and we could all talk and I don't care about that mess, man.
yeah,
I've never really cared about it. And it's even when I do get a social media page that I do want it to grow, like the TikTok. I'm trying to push the TikTok. I haven't put anything up there in a month now. And it's just because I don't really care about TikTok. I don't really care about these social media platforms. I just need a way to get the message out. And right now, this is a great way for me to get the message out. All of my thoughts can fall here, and I'm just not really feeling the other stuff. Like the other stuff is cool, but I'm just not. I have other things I need to do. I have other
mm,
things that I want to put my time in. You know what I'm saying? I have other
yeah,
things that. So posting my life on social media is a 2 out of 10 for me. I don't really care.
yeah.
This is I don't really care. But if I'm pushing this gospel though, then there's an urgency. There's
All day. Yep.
thoughtfulness. There's carefulness. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to offend people. I don't want to push them, but I got to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you have to tell. Yeah, and they're gonna
And
get offended.
sometimes,
People are gonna get offended.
sometimes the truth, sometimes the truth is a kick in the shin. That's what it is. Sometimes it's a kick in the shin. Sometimes it's sitting down and keeping your mouth shut and listening. Sometimes it's understanding that it's not how you feel. You know,
Yeah,
God's not here to pamper you about how you feel and what your feelings are.
there's a lot at stake.
That's
You
not.
have to understand.
There is so much at stake.
Yeah,
Like
it's a lot at stake
you're
for somebody to be pampering you and comforting you.
right.
Like it's not.
You're fighting for gender equality, and your soul is as black as tar. I don't care about your gender.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah,
I don't care about what your gender is. I don't care. I don't
it's
care about what your
but that's
gender
but
is.
but that's
I
the
don't care.
that's the whole that's the trick.
It is the trick. It is the trick.
That's
It is the
the
trick.
that's the bait in the net.
It is.
It got you.
Yeah.
It
If
got you. You're
listen,
you're sitting here worried
if
about
I
this, and you're not worried about the most important thing. the thing that's
If you
most
walk
important.
into your house, if you walk into your house and you see this amazing home cooked meal with all your favorite foods on the table, you'll sit down before you notice that the stove is on fire. And now the walls are on fire. And now your kitchen is up in flames. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the mentality of society right now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but is there a food on the table for me to eat? I want it my way. Make me a plate. Okay, cool. But did you notice, that, the bedroom is burning down? Did you notice that the roof is on fire and about to cave in any second? You didn't notice that everything's about to implode around you. It's that meme with the dog sitting in the fire. He's like, everything's fine. It's like, yeah, everything's cool. And the dog's, and he's surrounded by fire. He's like reading a newspaper. It's like the paper's on fire. It's like everything's on fire. And you're like, oh no, this is fine. This is good. I'm okay. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not okay. You're not okay. If you're out here fighting for anything, you're not okay. Being in a struggle or in a conflict of any kind, that means you're not okay. It doesn't matter what your struggle is. You're fighting for rights. I'm fighting for equality. You're fighting for something. That means you're not okay. So let's discuss. Let's discuss what's making you not okay.
People, they're never. There's a lot of people that think they're okay though. It's that because I've
If
seen
we go into that, we'll be here.
I remember I had a conversation one time. I was like, everybody needs Jesus, and somebody, I'm not gonna say who it is. They were like, I don't. I'm like, yeah, well, that's gotcha. somebody
right.
somebody gotcha.
Somebody got you. Yeah.
Listen, if you
It's the people who are like,
listen, if you believe that you don't need anybody and you can do things on your own,
if you can do things on your own, you're a fool.
Yeah, that's a
Gospel.
fool's-
Hey, I'll give it to you like this. Gospel aside, you're a fool. We already
Yeah,
know.
all day.
If we
I'm not
already
even
know
talking
if we put the
biblically.
gospel on the table. Yeah, if we put the Bible on the table and you're talking about you don't need it, you're a fool anyway. We can take that off the table. If you don't need people and you act like you can run this by yourself, you're a fool.
Yeah,
You're a fool. If you think that you got life nailed down and figured out, you're an idiot. Just put the hat on, sit in the corner, and face the wall. I'll let you know when you can come out of the corner.
Open that dummy book.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when you can come out of the corner. But you're definitely on timeout, fam. Because we're here to benefit from the knowledge of others and share our knowledge with people so that we all grow and we all become better people. You're here to help others. You're here to benefit from others. And you're here to be a benefit to others. If you are not doing that in some form or fashion, you're an idiot. And you're probably what's wrong with the world right now. Not even referring to anything biblical. You're just not you're not in the right position. You're not. It's like you playing football. You're supposed to be the safety, but you're up here with the kicker. You're supposed to be back here, bro. You're supposed to be in the back. That's where you belong. You're supposed to be on third base. Yeah, you're supposed to be on third base, but you're trying to pitch, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not even in the right position. You got to play position, man. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Just stop it. We're not wearing ice skis out on the lake, man. Just stop. Just stop. I don't get it. I don't get folk. I don't get people, but I'm trying. And the more that I try, the more confused I end up.
Good luck with that.
It's just how it's working. It's just how it's working. Anyway, folks, to get off that subject, I want to introduce what we're doing moving forward with the channel. We're trying to grow. We're trying to put our trust and our faith in the Lord, and we want Him to work through us. And as we work through this channel, we're trying to bring some things into play. We're trying to grow. And with that knowledge, I want to introduce you guys to what we're doing next. Got a few tidbits about what we're doing next. We do have merch. We do have a small spot where we're selling some merch. It's from the Neofate clothing line, or Neofate clothing brand. you can get exclusive Faded Podcast merchandise. Trying to say this without tripping over my words.
Get it.
But if you want to support us, this is the best way to do it. You can scan that QR code there, or I'll try to put the link in the description if I can remember it. But scanning that QR code and going to our site or going to the solo link that I know is on the YouTube page already. Just click that first orange icon up there. You can check out the shirts, check out the hoodies. We got tank tops as well. And then we got some other Neo Fate merch up there, brand new stuff. So if you want to support the channel, you want to help us grow and to continue to do the exciting things that we have planned. There are a couple of things that we want to do, like open up a Patreon and actually put some more exclusive stuff with our everyday lives in there. If you want to support us, this is another avenue of doing that. And that's one step closer to helping us get the gospel out and to help, beginners in the gospel get eternal value and to understand what eternal value actually means. This is a great way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And the merch looks good. So there'll be more of that. I'll be switching it up personally because I designed for it. So I'll be switching that up personally. I'll be adding things to it, mugs, socks, workout gear. You know what I'm saying? I want to do all of those things so that we bring those things to you. And eventually we can start processing and merchandising for ourselves. And we can bring you things directly. You know what I mean? But this is a small step in that direction. And if you guys want to help us out, feel free.
About to cop me a
I'm
hoodie.
going to leave that up there for a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to leave that up there for a little bit longer just so people can, check it out. But that's going to do it. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. I don't want to talk about this topic anymore because it's starting to irritate me a little bit. And I want to jump into some other stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just it's a little bit irritating.
It's funny because it's like it's I don't know, man. I feel like stuff doesn't irritate me anymore.
I still get irritated. I'd be working on it, man. I still get irritated. I ain't gonna even lie.
Like for some reason, like the only thing that irritates me is like playing a video game. I get pissed off. Besides that, like
oh yeah,
because
I was irritated.
I'm trying to be understanding.
We played yesterday.
That's why I'm trying to. I try to be a little bit more like I'm not Jesus. I try to be like him.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be understanding.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He was always understanding.
He was.
But he was also very, 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 very intelligent. And I'm not that. So I can't.
And super patient. Yeah. And super patient.
Yeah. And it's those things I don't have, but I'm trying.
Working on it. It's coming. Like the Holy Spirit is with us. So
yeah.
Just working on that process. We're growing. I definitely got some more growing to do. Yeah,
I definitely
because I'll be getting irritated. I heard those videos, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was irritated because you're trying to erase the legacy of my mom. You're trying to erase the legacy of mothers I know out there, and just strong women in general. And I don't like it. I love women. And I respect the women that I know and the women that I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I would never
that clear.
I would never disrespect my mom like that. I think that's disrespectful to my mom.
Right. I think it's so disrespectful.
I'm definitely gonna call her mom.
Like it's. listen. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna cut it. You're asking me for you to ask me to use the term birthing person is like saying you want me to disrespect the women that I know and the women that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I refuse to just flat out disrespect the struggle of women and how far they've come in society, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think women are amazing. God's greatest gift to life itself is women. And y'all are bugging if you think I'm gonna discredit women so that you can be comfortable in your mixed match skin. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. I can love you without. That's the thing that people also ought to understand real quick. I can love you without agreeing with everything that you do. And on this, we are not going to agree. I'm sorry. I can still love you. I can still support your life. I can still stand behind you, being human and giving you decencies and dignity. But I will not. I cannot side with you. I can love you from a distance. I can't side with you on this though. This is the thing that I cannot side with you on. So, with that said, we're gonna move on out of the way because I think I've stated my claim enough. So Isaiah 30:21. Hold up, before we bail, you got anything else to add, big bro?
I identify as a male. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Nah, listen.
Stupid.
God loves you, man. God loves
Yeah, love
you. Jesus
you know,
loves you. Even if you want to believe it or not.
yeah,
Always remember that.
right.
And I'm always
always
gonna say
remember
that.
that.
Always remember that.
That's absolutely true. The love of Christ is always there for you. So, with that being said, as always, remember Isaiah 30:21. This is the way. Walk in it. We'll see y'all on the next episode.
Ye-
Be good.
ye-
Take this off. There we go. Take care.